For many years, I taught on the equipment, saying I would never teach a group class because I believed that I could be more personally on top of somebody, really paying attention to how they're... Told you I was going to get to sex.
Hi, Liz.
Hi, Lee. I'm here just to follow your lead. What you got for me?
I don't know. I was being real quiet to make you be like, what's happening?
You told me to just sit down and put myself into position.
Sit down and get on mic.
And let's
because
get on it.
I want you to talk about the best thing ever today.
Sex?
Yes. No.
Oh, what?
I mean, it could be a part of it.
What?
We're going.
Every part. Sex is a part of everything.
Everything.
Continue on. What?
Okay, we're going Pilates 101 today.
Okay.
You know why?
Why?
Because, one, that's what we do. Two, I'm really tired of Pilates buddies, hotties taking over kind of the web in this, what I consider a bullshit way. So I kind of want to get to like the meat of good Pilates. And you are the queen of Pilates.
You just threw me the best layup you've ever thrown me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that was a nice pass. Okay,
Thank you. No, I think it's important.
No, are you kidding me?
Talk about trends. I want to talk about the real stuff. I want to talk about aging, keeping our bodies strong, and that Pilates is an amazing way to do it.
Okay, let's talk about Pilates first because that is my wheelhouse. And I remember going to my first Pilates class and then becoming a personal trainer and having, 4 reformers and Cadillacs and stability chairs. And if you don't go to Pilates, those kind of things, you don't know what I'm talking about. But it's pieces of equipment that help you do traditional Pilates.
Right.
So I remember going to it going, this feels so good. This is really challenging, and therefore I'm going to become an expert in it, which I did. I went up to Toronto, and I did the whole thing, stayed up there, and I was fully certified in Stop Pilates.
Can I stop you there?
Yep.
Because what I want to focus on is that this is your profession that you have been trained in and developed over a long time.
Right.
That you have since trained me, and we train other people with this focus on total body wellness, core strength, spinal flexibility. And just to reiterate, you're like, I went to Toronto and I got certified. Like, you had to really work hard. And I want to back up that's what that's about.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I see people who are just like, do Pilates.
Oh, I know. Can we go there? Yeah, we're going there. That's what you want.
I want to know that you're legit.
Oh, I'm definitely legit. No. I had to pass national exams to get certified in Pilates in 2002, I think it was, or 2001. I spent a couple months in Toronto, living there, and knowing the intricacies of the equipment, knowing the muscles that were working in every possible way in coordination with the other muscles. I had to pass examinations on the full anatomy of the body. I remember coming back, talking to my own doctor, and she said, holy cow, you know more about the anatomy of the body than I do. I got what I had in medical school. Not to belittle a doctor, but you know what I'm saying. Unless you're an orthopedist, you're not really working with the muscles and the bones and all these things all the time. So what I think you're getting at is what is trending a lot of places and on social media, and even here in Charlotte where we are, as regular straight up Pilates.
Yes.
So there is that. There is the Pilates places you go where they have the reformers and the Cadillacs and the stability chairs and all the cool things. And that's a great workout.
Absolutely.
And then there is strength training, which you can go to, which is like a Barry's workout or an Orange Theory workout, I believe. I've never been to Orange Theory, but some of the other traditional workouts, and you're going to get strength and you're going to get cardio, right?
Right.
For many years, I taught on the equipment, saying I would never teach a group class because I believed that I could be more personally on top of somebody, really paying attention to how they're... Told you I was going to get to sex. Told you it was going to get to sex, and there it was, folks. Yeah, until that happened. But no,
One-on-one.
Yeah.
Full attention.
Yeah, full attention. But no, that was incredible. And that was the incredible training that when I remember I started this business, Hilliard Studio Method, when I was 51 years old for 2 reasons. My daughter wanted to get in shape, and she wasn't getting it through Pilates or yoga or running.
Right.
She was doing 2 types of, kind of stretch, which is yoga, stretch with a little bit of resistance is Pilates, and then running is cardio. So I'm like, this seems like BS. First of all,
waste
she
of
wasn't.
time.
She
A
was,
lot of time
She was actually gaining weight. Have you ever noticed when you really try to lose weight, you gain weight?
Yes.
So she goes, this is totally not working. So I decided to. I was also going through menopause. I decided to change the way I was doing my workout by adding resistance, strength, heavy resistance, weights, weighted balls, bands, all those sort of things to Pilates. And I suppose I had I read all the time. I educate myself in my profession, which is why I know what I'm talking about is correct. I had read everything I could about resistance training, and that was when people thought you have to do just Pilates,
right,
or your body will bulk up and you'll look big. And no woman that I've ever talked to wants to look big, including myself. So I hired a personal trainer. And I kind of said, hey, see if you can bulk me up. He laughed, we laughed. And what happened when I added that resistance training that finally became Hilliard Studio Method to my original Pilates workout that I learned when I did 3 or 4, or however many months of training in Toronto, my body flipped. It went from, it was okay. I was always around 130, 135. Doesn't matter about your weight, by the way. That didn't change. What changed were inches on my body. My arms got sculpted, my legs got sculpted, my waist did this, my abs were flattened, my back got strong, and that's in the middle of menopause. But the key ingredient there, which is why I called it my method, Hilliard Studio Method, was nobody had this. People had a Pilates studio, which I had, and people had Gold's Gym back then, a place where you go lift heavy weights. And I went, what if you combine those two? What if you actually was safely combine, not heavy dumbbells going overhead lifts and deadlifts, but what if you combined reasonably heavy weights, like 8-pound weights, with the movement that you get in a Pilates class? Wonder what that'll do to your body. Well, that's what I tried out on Clary and myself and one other client. And I mean, my head was spinning. Clary it was like overnight you could see her body changing, and mine did too. I dropped a full size. I couldn't even believe the way I felt and looked. The first thing that happened was my waist got smaller. First thing that happened was my abs got smaller. I'd been doing Pilates for all those years, for several years, and the minute I picked up heavier resistance with the Pilates, my body changed.
Right. And I think that's what people come to expect when they just hear Pilates. And I know that what you've done is amp that up with the weights. So the moral of the story is Pilates is so good for your body, period, right? That's the method, the base of
Joseph Pilates had it right.
Right.
Put stretch with resistance, with core connection, and you will get a healthy, lean body that is also going to have a strong spine and flatter abdominals. That in itself, if you want to sculpt your body, and I do believe now that I'm older, really take you into the longevity area of life, the area where you go, oh, I'm 60, 70, 80, 90. I'm not only still functioning well, I look pretty good too, right?
Oh yeah.
And so I'm 70. How many times y'all have to hear that? People are like, could you please turn 71? She quit saying that. But
she'll say 71 for
I
the next
will.
year.
I'll do it for the next
will.
year because I'm proud of that.
Right, exactly. And that's the beauty, I think, this in between, like debunking that a 5-move Pilates session on your mat, watching somebody on Instagram will get you a long, lean body. No, some of those moves are very good. And emphasizing that, especially as we age, pounding our bodies with equipment with our own resistance isn't going to give you longevity. And so this beautiful marriage of core and spinal Pilates with a little bit more resistance is what's
strength
going
training
to challenge the body and keep it safe all at once. And just to reiterate what the core is, what are we training? Everything
between your shoulders, really, and your hips. And you're like, what? I thought that was just my abs. It's really like how you hold your shoulders. If I'm sitting, if I'm like this all the time, what's happening? My posture is off. My belly's sticking out. I'm not getting the oxygen into my lungs that I need to, so I need to open up. It starts with your posture, which just starts with your shoulders. So if you just bring your shoulders up and back, you're going to open up your chest, and you're naturally going to flatten your tummy. And that's before you even try to do it.
Right.
You're naturally going to straighten up your spine and flatten your tummy and strengthen your back just by standing in a correct position.
I mean, and, raise your hand if Liz Hilliard has ever done this to you. Didn't your mama tell you to stand up straight?
That's my basic line. And then the reason I say it goes all the way down to your hips is your pelvic floor. I mean, your lower abdominals, your transverse abdominis, which is that innermost abdominal muscle underneath the interior and exterior obliques, underneath the rectus abdominis, which is that six-pack muscle that everybody goes, oh yeah, I wanted that six-pack. Well, if you don't have a transverse abdominis, meaning that girdle, deeper muscle around your waist and down to your hips, you're just going to have a pooched out belly with a six-pack. That's what we're trying to do, is to strengthen from the inside out.
That's right.
That's the beauty of Pilates. To your point, you said something about people on Instagram. You need some training to teach people how to do Pilates.
Right.
You can't just go, here's a product, and if you get on it and you spend 15, 20 minutes, I don't know about that.
There's no magic pill.
Yeah.
We know that. And I think that's the society in which we live, is instant gratification on our phones, immediate results, immediate. And what I'm saying is a lot of what I'm seeing are good things individually. I don't know, though, that, they're thinking about the balance of the body, about safety, about form, about core connection. So I'm not trying to poo-poo people who are doing, exercise. More focus on wellness and strength, the better. So we're all going to lift each other up. But when you're looking for Pilates, what are you looking for? Someone who knows what they're doing and is certified, who is helping you balance your body. It should be total body.
If you're looking for a Pilates instructor, you want somebody that understands safe and effective exercise and support of the spine and the core. So we know where the core is now. Pilates is a basic Pilates class, an excellent way to work out. You will need to add more strength training to that, which is why I have Hilliard Studio Method. You will need also to add cardio work to that. In this place, and in Winston-Salem, where we have our other studio, we work the body totally for 50 minutes, and then we stretch it for 10. But for 50 minutes, you're working your body through strength training, Pilates, along with cardiovascular work, which I've never, ever found that you can do with another workout.
Right.
And I know there's magic in it, because I've done, I'm 70 now, again, saying my words, my ages. But when I was 65, I did the study where I found my VO2 max was that of just insane, like an athlete. I do not do traditional cardiovascular work at all. I walk because it's great for you to walk. Your body needs that movement, that natural movement. I don't run, basically because I don't like to run.
Yeah.
It's fine if you want to run. However, if you're a runner and you're past 30, you need to add strength training to your repertoire. You need to add stretch to your repertoire. You can get that with this combination that we do here. And we have a ton of runners and go for it, you guys. I just don't love it, but go for it. But even if you don't run and you're just a person that you just want to do your workouts 3 or 4 times a week, this is where you want to come. I know I'm an infomercial at this moment, but how can I not be? That just means we want your heart to beat to a position where it is stressing it enough, but not taking it into space, right? Stressing it just enough to keep that heart healthy and strong. And then you want the resistance you get in here to have really skeletal muscle strength. And that sounds like, well, what is that? That is going to keep you alive and strong. And I'm sorry, smoking hot, looking good. Why would you not? I mean, I've always said, appeal to people's vanity. You want to look good? Do this. Do a workout like this. Do this workout. You want to feel good, do this workout.
Yes, and I know that what we've always preached too is find a workout that makes you move, that you're excited to get up about and go to, that you have friends there in a community. We do that it's fun. We do the music, it's loud.
So much fun in here.
We're all aging every day, and so we're giving you a method that helps not just combat it. It's not about anti-aging, it's about aging well so that when your body does have issues that you recover stronger.
Right, that is true. I call it the fountain of health instead of the fountain of youth, because as you age, it doesn't matter. You're going to fall down when you're 40. You're also going to fall down when you're 80. The 40-year-old has a better chance of not breaking a hip, a wrist, a leg, or elbow, whatever, because they've got skeletal muscle strength.
Right.
And that comes from resistance training. You can do all the stretch classes you want to. You're not going to get it as much as you're not going to get it unless you do resistance.
Right.
We're doing that in here at Hilliard Studio Method. Now, I fell down on film doing a class like last year at some point. Fell down, caught myself on both hands, popped back up, and kept talking to the camera. Now, I couldn't have done that if I didn't have, we had weights I tripped over. But anyway, I couldn't have done that had I not had the strength and the flexibility of not only my spine, but my whole body, my joints. You see people with swollen joints and all sorts of things as they age. And even when you're young, I remember being literally on crutches and a cane when I was in my early 30s from just injuries from playing tennis.
Oh, yeah.
I literally, knock on wood, I guess, but I get injured, but I don't get chronically, I've got to wear this cast or do something anymore, because I'm really, really filling my body through the nutritional needs I need, and I'm also doing the workout that my body needs every single day.
And let's go there to the nutritional part, but I will say one more thing that I always think of is that mind-body connection, the patting your head, rubbing your tummy element of class, that we make your mind challenge and the body not plateau, and that we do a lot of balance work. It's a lot of one leg.
You're really good at that, by the way. Your classes, when she comes up with some moves that I'm going, wow, I didn't think of that one. When you do the real coordination moves.
Right.
And they're really intensely great for your body, but better even for your brain.
Yeah. It's moving your body in different planes that mimic what you're doing in a day to make those motions better and more powerful. So let's roll on to the nutrition part. We've talked about it a lot in the past couple months in the newsletter, and what do you always say? People don't learn something until they hear it like 15 times.
Like more than 15, 1,500 sometimes. But the key also, and I preach protein, but not just protein. I also preach joie de vivre, have some fun, have great time in your life. So what I came up with, how many years ago was that, the smoothie?
Oh, God,
I don't know.
13?
I was just reading information, and I went, okay, how can I find protein powder? I was reading, and it's true. You want to start your day out with a heavy dose of protein. It sets your body up, and your blood sugar especially up, for success, meaning everybody walking on the planet needs to have at least, what is my thing? It's a half a gram of protein per pound of body weight in the body. That's a lot of protein in one day. And so what you want to do is start with that. So I made up this smoothie, which we sell. We actually have it in the refrigerator. We also have all the ingredients here at Hilliard Studio Method, which when you combine it, the powders together, I have the smoothie powders. We also have the greens and the vitamin C's to add to it. What I try to do with my HSM smoothie is give you 27 grams minimally. Sometimes we go heavier, or I do on some of the things I put in it, before I even see the daylight. I've got 27 grams of protein in my body before I do the workout. Some people can't do it before then.
Sure.
But you need to let that be your first morning meal. Whatever you choose, make sure you've got plenty of protein in it. What happens to all of us around 11, 12 o'clock? We're starving. We're exerting, especially if you're working out, you're going to be hungry. When you exert your body and push it hard, and this smoothie not only helps with the strengthening of the muscles, but it also helps hydration. You're going to get the hydration through all these, through the fluids with it.
Let's just make it simple, something like 30 grams of protein per meal if you're having 3 meals a day. If you can squeeze them in those snacks, even better. And we can kind of list some resources or some options in the show notes. You've got a lot of good ones in your book. And we want to think about lean, different sources of protein from plant to animal based, but starting at breakfast, break the fast. Your body has been recovering overnight and it's ready to be fueled for the day. So do you want to get into intermittent fasting and thoughts on that?
We could. I personally don't do it, but I know that it is good for you and I know that it works, but make sure you're doing it with somebody giving you some good information. I'm not an authority on that. I listen to my body.
Yeah.
And I've been alive long enough to have gone through literally all the trends that I've gone through a lot of trends, and I have done fasting. I have been a person that fasted for days. I found that does not work. It slows down your metabolism. I think intermittent fasting done right is a good thing. And I know that this is about your blood sugar and you need to pay attention to that, because unfortunately in our day-to-day environment in America, we get some really funky foods. And if you're buying things in a box, you're getting plenty of sugar, not to mention other chemicals. So hopefully you're eating more. You'll learn and feel your way through nutrition. Find the whole good foods you like and then learn to eat them. I didn't love salmon when I started. I ate salmon probably 3 times a week, wouldn't you think?
Yeah.
Close to it. And that's good oily fish.
Twice.
Smaller the fish, more oil. Bigger the fish, the more mercury, right? Not good for you. So there's just a lot. There's a whole lot here.
Yeah, and I think the best thing to do is to keep it simple, because when you overthink it, it becomes overwhelming and then you fall off the wagon or whatnot. And so I think starting, let's go breakfast, smoothie, right? Keep that simple. And a lot of people have said, but it's all these powders and things. I'm like, it is so simple to dump and blend versus, I don't know, eggs are great. Put them in a pan and cook something.
It really takes no time.
Let's take the complaining out of it and just do what we know works. Yeah. And so start with breakfast and stay on that habit for a while.
And by the way, we've sourced the brands we carry. We also carry Food Babes Truvani here, the Katie's Greens, the Katie's Vitamin C. All of the things that go in your smoothie are pure and clean and good for you, without any of the chemicals or the additives or sugars or anything like that.
And I know people like to chew food, so...
Well, okay. All right. That's true.
Know.
You know my morning.
I do.
Every morning, how many times have I said, we have apples in the house. Every morning I get up, I get the skin off of the... Sorry, Harris Teeter, but y'all have the chemicals. If it's a Harris Teeter apple or somewhere where I didn't pick it and know that they're not using pesticides, I have to take the skin off, because that's where all those pesticides and things are, sadly, because the skin is really also where all the nutrition is. But I have a good crunchy apple every morning with my first cup of coffee or my green tea, my matcha tea. And then I make a smoothie. To me, that's really satisfying. I'm chewing on my fruit. Or whatever fruit you've got, any kind of fruit. I just happen to love my apples.
But I think it's good to start the day, then you've gotten that much protein, and it's easier as the day goes on. And I know that what happens is when your body then does a workout and strength training, that your metabolism is going to increase and be on a better trajectory for the rest of the day, and your body is then burning the fuel instead of burning your muscle.
Right.
So that's what we're trying to increase is your muscle, function and shape. And burn the fat and the fuel.
And I think maybe it's too soon to go toward the weight loss drugs, but I think I want to say something about Ozempic or something here.
Because it's, intermittent fasting and now some of the other trends.
Yeah, and when I first heard about Ozempic and the like, and I don't know all the different names of them, but I remember listening to a podcast and getting some really bad information that made me think it was going to be the worst thing you could do, right?
Yeah.
So then read some more research. Then, unbeknownst to me, we had a client come into the studio that was doing a challenge here that was doing Ozempic, and we didn't know it.
Right.
It wasn't that she wasn't being she wasn't not telling us. She just didn't tell us, and then she told us. And when she did, I went, okay. All right, because the research has not been fully done on this.
First, we were, when she even said to me, I'm on semaglutide, and I just went, okay.
Right.
Huh? I didn't know about it.
And not only did we not know about it, but the research I had read so far was people were not liking it. And so now the research that's coming out is such good news for people that have real obesity, real heart disease, all kinds of issues with their weights. It's not for everyone, of course, but what it also has is that other edge of that sword. And again, we don't know the full research. We won't know until studies are done. Once people have done, sadly, you have to find some of those out once people have done it. But what we also know is that weight loss doesn't know the difference between adipose tissue or muscle. You're going to lose muscle immediately. And so not only losing the fat in your body, you're losing your muscle. And if you are not strength training or doing Hilliard Studio Method, which is what this client did, and I won't use her name because we haven't talked to her about this before we were talking about it, but you probably know who she is. She's pretty well known here in Charlotte. And she came in, and what she told us, I understood why she would run to the bathroom and just be lightheaded. We really watched her because she was dropping real weight. I think either 70 or 80 pounds she dropped.
Significant amount.
Within months. And she needed to.
Right.
We really also, we pushed her to the limit that she could do with her workout, with her strength training. And I've seen a lot of people who've done these drugs so far, and many of them don't look so good. They've got the facial thing that drops, and then they saggy arms and saggy bottoms and all that. But she's doing the opposite. Her arms are killer. Her body is amazing, and better than that, her health has increased.
It's incredible.
Incredible. Her health is just increased.
And that's the most important part. You always say vanity gets you so far.
In the door. It gets you in the door. And then let your health take you through. Because you'll reap those benefits. I want you to want to look good.
Exactly.
And you will look good. You will look good if you do these things.
Right. And I guess that's the moral of the story. While we aren't, professionals that understand everything about weight loss drugs in general and the long-term effects, we are seeing people are losing weight that is not serving them. So that's a plus. But again, it goes back to, it's not just one magic bullet.
No,
there are all the things you've got to include. Have you made the positive changes about your diet? Can you keep those positive changes? Can you incorporate strength training so that your body is at its best? And I think in that case, if so, then go for it.
And it's trial and error too. Be nice to yourself on this, because the minute somebody says you need to only eat this and not eat that, I'm going to go eat that, because that's my personality. And so I know for a fact from me, as I had to pull myself away from sugar. I was a sugar addict. Everybody is. If you eat sugar, you don't know it, but you're an addict to sugar, because sugar really does things to your body that makes your body just crave it, and you need it. Cutting it out of your body, just out of your diet, just a little bit at a time, but not saying, and you're done. No more Snickers, girl. No, you're just going to have a little bite of it, and then eventually you're going to get done with it. If you will do it one thing at a time, and then keep your, your guilty pleasure now and then, having something a little bit sweet, or wherever your Achilles heel is. Mine is always like something like Doritos or something. I can eat if you give me a bite of a Dorito, I'm going to eat a bag of Doritos.
Right.
So whatever that is.
I mean, I think the beginning of that is there's always a swap out that's probably a little healthier, right? And so do the swap outs that
do it
make you
better.
feel better.
A little bit at a time. Don't go and when you backpedal, go, oh God, okay, well, whatever. I just ate a whole nacho platter and then had Cokes with it. So don't beat yourself up. Just be nice to yourself, just like you would be nice to a friend that was trying to get on the path of good nutrition. You wouldn't go, that was the stupidest thing you could have done. You're going to go, we'll start again. Let's do it again.
Right. And you want to make changes that are actually manageable and maintainable. And that's what I know that you've done with this workout as well. Life comes in roller coaster moments of being on the train and off the train, but stay on the train.
Yeah.
Stay on the train. Forgive yourself when you get off, and it should be able to be something that you can do long term. This workout is, and if you pair it with the rest, it is.
Let's go to this workout. If you come in this door, you're going to have support. We're going to support you in every way. If you come to us and say, I've got an issue with eating, fine, we'll support you there. You got an issue with, I just can't do this workout. I can't do that part of the workout. We've got your back. We'll do whatever we can. That is what you're looking for. Look for a community of people of supporters, of people that you can ask anything of, and they will, if they don't have the answer, they'll find it for you. That's what we are here,
Right.
and that's why we know the workout works. I also know we don't have a lot of time in our life. And who's the most impatient person you know? Yeah, me. So I'm not going to do some stupid workout that everyone's doing and not be challenged.
Right.
If you don't challenge yourself physically, you get nowhere. If you don't challenge yourself mentally and emotionally, you get nowhere. You have to challenge yourself to have the resilience again in your body, in your mind, in your emotions, to be able to handle things. So we're going to challenge you in here to places you wish you didn't have to go sometimes. But we're going to be right there, behind your back and making sure you're not only doing it right, but you feel good about it. So I think that's key.
Absolutely. Because I was just laughing because sometimes your publicist will give you like 7 exercises to do for
which I do.
hot bodies. And I'm like, that's kind of exactly what we're not
I do.
promoting.
Yeah.
But it is because it's a glimpse into
But the
what it
7
is that you do.
exercises that I've done or whatever that I do, I do write articles a lot of times for people for different publications. They'll go, give me your top 4 exercises. Well, I'll give you, read it in my, link tree or website or whatever, but I always start with core work, squats. And I'll still say, if you could do one thing a day, get down, do some squats and do some push-ups.
Yeah, plank
That's
and
2
push-ups.
things. That's called 2 things.
Pick one.
Yeah. Pick one. You're going to need your legs ahead of your upper body. So
Okay.
I almost say squats.
All right.
But throw some bicep curls with something, even if it's wine bottles.
So you just went
as you
from
squat.
squats to plank to push-ups to curls.
Honestly, you can
Do
do a
the workout.
squat with weights in your hands, and you can get
Yeah,
upper
yeah,
body,
yeah.
core, and glutes and hams and quadriceps. And all of it.
Contraceptives? What?
Contraceptives are a must.
Quadriceps.
No, quadriceps.
We'll be passing those out.
Yeah. Aren't you going to bring up that thing about
I am.
the-
Hold on. Okay, the Ozempic and weight loss drugs. One thing I do want to talk about, because this is heavy, just not heavy discussion, but a lot of discussion about exercise and body. And the recognition that there is over and under eating, and there is over and under exercising. Because I did say something
point.
earlier that sounded like the more exercise is more. Like, no. There is a place where your body doesn't like to go. Cortisol levels start to spike when you over exercise.
Right.
When you spend X amount of time based on your body pushing, that is detrimental
I agree.
to your body. And then if you pair that with either specifically under eating,
Yeah.
not fueling your body, that's not like it's a trend, but I just want
It's a
people to
thing.
be careful.
Don't do that. You want to fuel your body correctly. You want to have longevity. But also, on the opposite side of that is you better rest. You've got to rest your body. You've got to recover. When you come in here and you push your muscles to some
Right.
heat, you're going to need some rest and recovery. So you've got to also, it's a balance of life.
Exactly.
It's just a balance. But it's also fun. And I think if you get the balance of fun, challenge, and recovery, you're good to go. And that's what we're doing right
So that
here.
new cozy cardio,
Yeah.
does that hit?
So yeah.
Does that
so,
track?
We
Oh
sat
my
down.
God. I had no idea about this.
Okay, there's a thing called cozy cardiac. I'm sorry, this would be from Kristen, our producer at Nava Studios.
She knows everything.
She throws this TikTok in front of me a minute ago, and she goes, "What is this?" Or have you seen cozy cardio? I'm like, and I'm wearing a cozy sweater today, and I'm like, you mean when you walk around in stuff like this? And pretty much, she showed me this. And by the way, if you're mixing up a coffee with a protein drink with an artificial
Sweetener.
not sweetener, artificial milk thing, and all of them have chemicals in them and things like that, that's probably not your nutritional choice. Now, however, this girl does have 999,000 followers on
Must be crazy.
TikTok, so I suppose people find that fun, but I hope
Entertaining?
they're not finding it instructive. Right? Because if you're walking slowly, as she's doing on her treadmill, like that, and she's only like 20-something too. You would think she was 96. She's walking like this, and she's going, and she's picking up a water, then she's picking up a protein coffee.
A sugar bomb coffee.
A sugar bomb coffee. And I'm going, wow, okay. Well, you're entertaining because, and I said this to Kristen, I'm like, it's a joke, right? She's not a joke, or in her mind. I mean, I think she's a joke. But so she's doing this for real. And so, again, there's some misinformation out there, right?
I mean, it
cozy
just goes
cardio
to
is not a thing.
show-
It's a thing, but it doesn't work for your body.
It goes to show that we're willing to watch anything. And I mean, there's a moment for, she's got on cozy socks and the candles are lit and mindfulness.
It's 5 a.m, and
setting
who gets
your
up
day
and does that? I'm going to get up. It's 5 a.m. I'm going to go to my protein section in my cabinet, which really, and then I'm going to light all these candles, and then I'm going to put on a movie that I was watching last night. This is 5 a.m, she said. I'm like, I don't think so. Anyway, y'all decide where you want to take your life. But if you want to take your life to health, I don't think cozy cardio is it. Don't think it is.
You said to health or hell?
I meant to say health, of course. If you want to take your body to health, you don't do cozy cardio. But if you want to take your body to hell, maybe you do.
I don't know. There's a lot out
it's
there.
It's humorous. It's fun. Whatever. I don't care. But pay attention to these people. I see people on Instagram. They're doing all kinds of stuff. And they're like, this is all you have to do. 15 minutes of these Pilates exercises. And I'm like, not really. And it's fun to watch, but don't believe it.
I think we've said our piece.
We have, hadn't we?
I think we've said
We're
our
done?
piece. Yeah.
Okay.
Pilates 101.
We got to talk about the workout
It's
finally.
fun.
I know.
We like it. I hope you do too.
Yes.
We're not messing around.
Thank you guys. It's my honor to be here with you today.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can talk about sex next time.
No, we will. It's always
on the table.
Undertones.
Okay. Maybe we should go.
We should.
If you've been watching on YouTube
and you heard the part all the way to cozy cardio,
and you want to comment,
yes, which we love comments anyway, but if you comment with a strong arm
emoji,
and you DM us either
a screenshot of it.
Yeah, a screenshot of it, you get a free class of Hilliard Studio Method. Plus, we get to know if you listen to the whole thing. It's a win-win. Let's go.
Hit it. Hey. See you in the comments.
Bye. Thanks for listening to us today, wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, you can now find our podcast on YouTube.
Yeah. If you liked it, please share, rate, and review. We love 5 stars. And we hope you'll work out with us online or in studio at HilliardStudioMethod.com.